Yo, yo, everybody. What is up? Coming to you from the Welton residence. Let me set this up here. All right. So, if you need to follow me, my name is Dr. Ray Welton, coming to you from my house. Um, and today I'm talking about how to be confident as a clinician. So, the more I teach, the more I realize that one of the major barriers to success in the clinic for people is the fact that they don't have confidence. And years ago, when I used to travel and teach, I started, really kind of seeing that, and I'm like, I'm like, this is an issue that is prevalent. Um, I'm a very practical, I'm a very practical person. Hold on, it's my dog, I think, eating a rock. Yep, there's my golden retriever eating a rock. Kaya, probably not good for her, but she eats rocks all the time. Um, so I'm a very practical, I'm a very practical person, and most people will like, people do like mind games with themselves, and I'm a good clinician or whatever, affirmations or whatever, but I look at the brain as like this, the ego brain as a very like a um, hyper rational computer, if you will, right? Biologic AI. And when I look at it, I say to myself that, okay, well, if people aren't confident and the brain's rational, then you know, it's irrational to say that, oh, I'm a good clinician or whatever. But if you see that you're getting results nobody else is getting, then your brain says to itself, I am a good clinician, right? So when I started teaching, and I've published papers that have made statistically made historic medical history and readership on protocols that I use. So I have students all over the world now that that does these protocols, and when they do these protocols, all of a sudden they start to get results as described in the papers where I outline cases, and patient had failed this, failed this, seen all these people, and then boom, they use this protocol and the person gets better, right? So what do people tell me happens is that they start to believe in themselves, and they start to realize that I'm getting results that nobody else is getting, and I'm out diagnosing all of these people, even the most prestigious institutions in the United States, or the world for that matter, and they're getting results that are eluding them, and they're making diagnoses that are eluding them, right? So, so I have a very different take on how to be confident. My take on how to be confident is to actually get results. Now, some people are like, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, listen, I developed these protocols. Some of them are published um, in medical journals, okay? And they have gone literally viral, statistically making medical history. I pinned it to my social media. Go scroll up, and there's a graph. It says Welton Methods Historic Papers. There's the analytics from the journal of readership. That is 3 to 5 years, not total, just annually, 12 months, 3 to 5 years post publication. And that that is in a year, like 13,000 some odd views in my sacral paper, almost 12,000 views in my SI joint paper. To give you perspective, the average paper gets 500 to 1,000. Okay, but when it comes to the like New England Journal of Medicine, the Lancet, if you ask AI, it told me it gets 3 to 5,000. These are getting 13,000, 12,000, and so there's a reason why that happened. Okay, and like people ask me, are you surprised that that happened? No, I expected it. In fact, I thought it was low. I still think the numbers are low. So So what would happen if you cut and pasted those protocols and put them and started getting those results as outlined in those papers? What would happen? You would start to become confident, right? And that rational brain would kick in and say, wow, I'm pretty good at this thing, this physical therapy thing. Look at me out diagnosing these people, out treating all these people, right? Um, so that is how I recommend that people become confident. Okay. Um, and if you click the school group below, this is my VIP inner circle. Click on it's a free group and join my group below. And I talk in there about more in depth into this stuff. And then I have my clinical mentorship where I actually will mentor you. Like today, I was on mentoring people on how to evaluate low back pain, how to deductive reasoning, rule out this, rule out that, rule out arthritis, rule out central protrusions of disc without imaging. And you eventually get down to your diagnosis. I have unconventional ways that I've developed, diagnostic methods of how to do this, but I actually teach this. Okay. So, and then I also have my hybrid cash-based clinic course where I teach people how to open and run a 7-figure cash-based clinic. You can actually do it in 3 days work week. Mathematically, I show you in the group right now. Click below. If you want to open and run one, or you already have one and struggling, or it's not where you want it to be, click below and I will show you how. There's a post in there right towards the top on how you can make 7 figures in 3 days. Um, and it's based off clinical results. So I teach you the clinical skills. I give you all my courses, 59% off. I give you all my courses, and you do that. I had somebody that joined my clinical mentorship, a physical therapist in Texas. She owns a cash-based clinic. She joined my clinical mentorship, and she took my myofascial courses and my sciatica course, and she messaged me like soon thereafter and said, I'm getting jaw-dropping results for me and my patients. And I'm like, yeah, no, I hear this all the time, all the time. In fact, if I don't hear that, I'm like, huh? So anyways, that is, but like, she doesn't struggle with confidence getting her patients out of pain immediately. That's what she's doing. She's getting her patients out of pain immediately and is dropping dropping their patient's jaw and her jaw because she didn't know that was possible type thing because, this stuff takes time, blah, blah, blah. But she's not worried about it. And I hear this all the time. So anyway, somebody's asking me a question here. I have left SI joint popping and extreme burning around both ischial tubes and burning in the inner thighs. Is it burning from SI joint? The only way you tell, who is that? Matt. Hey, Matt. The only way to tell what's SI and what's not SI is to have someone that knows what they're doing using my protocol, open it up. So when you open it up, and this is what I was actually teaching today in my advanced VIP inner circle, when you actually gap open the SI and open up the SI joint, pull on the upslip, open up the SI joint, the out flare, and then hold it open. And there's more advanced techniques that I teach in the school group. Click on the link below and join. And then you can deduce what was referred pain from SI or what was, actual groin issue. Like you actually have a groin issue, or it's, referred pain from the SI that's referring into the groin, or what that burning was from. I've seen burning, tingling too, actually be caused by SI. All the symptoms of, like basically all the symptoms of sciatica, including foot drop. Okay. I have a patient, I should have got it on camera. And she stood there and she said on evaluation, she had back pain. I relieved that. She had SI. She had upslip, out flare, pulled in her leg, gapped it open. Click on my school group below. I'll show you how I do it. And she said, hey, look. And she bent her knee and standing and only went 30 degrees. And I'm like, oh, looks like you got a knee flexion contraction. She said, everybody laughs at me. Nobody knows what to make of this. And I'm all in because I like a mystery. And I'm like, so I had her lay down and I did passive range of motion. She had full range of motion. I'm like, huh? Full range range of motion passively, but can't bend your knee, in standing more than 30 degrees for a long time. I'm like, that's strange. I'm like, what if it's SI? Because I've seen foot drop. I documented it in my SI paper, 2 cases of foot drop. So I opened up her SI and I opened up her outflare, held it open. I said, now bend your knee. Boom, went right back up. I should get these on camera, but I just meet these people, so I don't want to ask them if they want to be on camera, But it was the first time I've ever seen hamstring weakness, significant weakness. So the person that can't bend their knee more than 30 degrees. Okay. So anyways, that's that. But when it comes to, so I would have somebody open up your SI. I have students, Matt, all over the world. If you go on my website to locate a provider, wealthmethods.com, if you go to locate a provider, then you can find somebody. But I have a lot more providers. They just didn't click the link to be on my page. So if not, email my office and and ask for somebody near you. Hopefully, I have somebody near you that can open up your SI and tell you where it's from. So what that's coming from. Okay. But other than that, the secret to being confident is to actually get results. That's the secret. Your brain is a rational brain. If you show it that you're out diagnosing, out treating people, it believes it. That's it. It's not that hard. So I publish statistically historic papers in readership. I teach more in depth. Join my free school group below, and even more in depth in my VIP mentorship private group, as well as my hybrid clinical business group, where I teach people how to open and run, what they can do in 7 figures in 3 days a week. So work much less and make a lot more. Can be done. People are all just fighting over the same patients, the same Achilles tendonitis, the same whatever elbow pain, shoulder pain patients. There are a population of chronic pain patients that are desperate for someone that actually knows what they're doing. And they've been written off by the medical system. And that's what I've targeted, and it never stops, unfortunately. It never, ever stops. My door opens all day long at these people. They come from everywhere. I got a person driving 7 hours in a day now. 3 hours, 3.5 hours. She's up in another state driving to me. 3.5 hours here and 3.5 hours back. I got people flying to me from everywhere. Why? Look at how many clinics they're passing. Why? It's because I'm doing something other people aren't doing, and these people are everywhere. So if you want to get, if you're all fighting over the same people and trying to get people into your clinic, like I don't have that problem. So anyways, that's that. Peace. Love you all.